Hello everybody, it's Frank Sette again with HOAworks, and I'd love to jump into the system and show you what we have. So with that, let's get going. So welcome to HOAworks again. This is our screen that you'll see when you first log in. We have a nice convenient dashboard here for quick references to various things. We'll start with the dashboard and then I'll work my way down the left nav and try and get to as much as we can during our demo. We start with properties in HOAworks because properties don't move, people do, vendors do. First thing we'll do with the community is load up all the properties. In this case, you can see from the dashboard that this HOA manages 9. This is an unlimited number for HOAworks, and we can manage each card, each individual unit or home within the system. You're also able to see this in a list view, which gives both the financial status and the associated members who are going to access the system with their corresponding addresses. In the upper right-hand corner of every page, you'll notice a block, purple block. In this case, it's create new property. Any action item that you would need to do within each of these, generally speaking, is going to be up here and to the left. I'll call that out to your attention, as well as this little guy down here. This is a user setting for ADH compliance, as well as making things a lot easier for folks with disabilities to use our system. This is user set. This not only makes an easier and better use and accessibility of HOAworks, but it also keeps the board and the community compliant with ADA standards. We also have a full document management section as well. These are shared to the community and managed by the HOA board. You can see examples like taxes, community plans, minutes, financials. These are all customizable once you log in and set up your own community within HOAworks. And again, you're going to see very simply in this screen the ability to create or add documents. And again, this is a self-serve shared community document system. So if I'm a homeowner and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I want to go in and look at the minutes from a meeting, I'm able to do that. We have a video system as well that's included. Creating a meeting is very easy. We would just create the meeting, name it, date it, put a start and end date, invite folks to the meeting. Choices could be members of the community, could be just by roles. In this case, if we wanted to have a video meeting, which is board members, the invitation would go out to board members, and then they'd be able to attend the same way you would attend a video call on any other platform. We also call out common areas. Again, purple button to create a common area. You can manage common areas by cost center as well as by service requests. Makes it very convenient for the board to manage common areas individually. We have a budgeting system as well. And again, you'll notice the purple button here to create a budget. Just simply click on that. We're going to create an annual budget for the fiscal year 2024. The income and expense chart over here is directly brought in from the chart of accounts within our system. And you just simply need to go across and by income or expense item, put in a budget for the year. We save these as drafts because we believe that budgets are an iterative process, but once it's completed, ratified, and accepted by the board, we would be able to publish this, and then our system would start tracking actuals versus budget. We also have a poll system. In case you wanted to create a poll or a vote or a survey, you simply would title it, put in a question. It can be a yes or no question. If it's multiple choice, you could add as many options as you would like. You can make the poll anonymous or not anonymous. You could also select the date range of when the polls open and close. You can show the voting after they close or during the voting itself. And then you can invite folks as well. So you can invite the entire community or specific roles or members of the HOA. And again, the polls would then show up on the dashboard in terms of the results back here, if you remember that. We also have a complete service request system. And again, this is the community level. So as a board member, I can manage all requests that are coming in. We manage it by, you can manage it by status as well as who reported it, the type of request, etc. To create a service request, very easy. Again, purple box, create a new service request. I would type a subject in here. We give a list of potential categories that would be under. For instance, a maintenance claim. We have the ability to upload a description and a picture or two showing the problem. That would then be immediately emailed to the administration or the board for review and action. On the people section here, we manage members the same way we manage properties. You'll see a card view for each member. You could also see a list view in our system. We would list the name, their email, phone number, which we don't require. Some folks don't want to give their phone number, so we don't make that a required field. Email is a required field. And then you can see the roles that are assigned to them in the system. You could have multiple roles assigned to you. For instance, you could be a home owner and also a board member at the same time. And then the associated properties. And again, you could be associated with multiple properties. Managing this screen is quite easy. You can go up and create a new member. Again, first name, last name, email. Select the role which allows them access into the system, and you're done. On the role side, it's very customizable. We have 3 roles right out of the box with HOAworks. There's an administrator role, there's a board member role, and those are 2 of the same, and I can show you how to customize roles. Essentially, you'll see everything that I'm displaying right now. As an admin, as a board member, this will be your view as well. There's a homeowner login as well, and I can show you what that looks like. We also have flexible roles. In this case, we created a specific role called tenant. If you go over here to new roles, we can just click on that purple box again. We can make a new role. Let's just say it's a CPA. And then we can go through and manage their permissions based on functionality within the system. It's very simple. We can start with the member category as an example. You can click down and you can see all the functionality related to managing members in our system. You can select them all if you wanted the CPA to have access, or you can go through and select individual features of which they would have access to, thus being restricted from the others. And you could do that all the way through and then save that as a role. Now we could assign this to a specific individual or a group of folks that you wanted to have the same permissions to. So that's security and permissions. Our invoicing billing section is quite easy. This is managing cash in and cash out. So our invoices would be your bills to the homeowners by date, by property, by amount as well. You can create a new invoice again up here. And of course, you can make all those invoices recurring by creating a simple template in our system. And let's just say that you billed at the first of the month, every month, with no end date. Your terms were 10 days to pay. We'd select HOA dues, say it's $100. We would save this and be able to then recurringly bill the homeowner for this particular line item, which was their HOA dues on a monthly basis. And how you would manage that is we have an accounts receivable report, so you can see by property address who's current, who's 1 to 30, 30 to 60, and so forth. All of our financial reports, by the way, are downloadable to Excel if you want to work with them offline, or printable in terms of a hard copy. There are also date range report. In terms of accounts receivable, you can see it's always going to default to today's date to give you the latest aging report. We would turn that right around with vendors the same way. We'd create a vendor in this screen, very easy, putting in the vendor information. We also track for 1099s. So we would just click this if you wanted to 1099 the vendor or a person, social security number, tax ID number. We could also then tie it to an expense account down here, and we'd be able to set up all your vendors. And the same thing, you'd be able to review all your vendors on an accounts payable report here, showing who's current and then where else you owe money. In this case, we would click into this vendor here where that $600 was, and then you can see all their invoices that are overdue and to be able to manage it right from here, including payment. And of course, that would correspond to the accounts payable report by vendor, and same thing, 30, 60, 90, downloadable into Excel as well as printable. So that's cash in and cash out. On the bookkeeping side, we've got various tools here, including what we would start with is a chart of accounts. In HOAworks, we build in templates for each of these bookkeeping reports. But they are customizable. So again, you can continue to customize any of these reports. And in this case, you'd be able to go up here and create an account for the chart of accounts as well. We also have the ability to do journal entries, again, upper right-hand corner. You can make an adjustment. It's always going to default to this date, but you can pick a date that you wanted to make the adjustment. It is foolproof, so if you try and put in let's say a debit here, without a corresponding credit, the system won't allow you to do that. But once you save it and put the corresponding transaction in, once you hit save, you can continue and build out as many journal entries as needed within this screen. We have a general ledger report, again, fully date range report. You can pick any date. It's going to default to the beginning of the year until today's date, but those are flexible. And then you would just simply look at the account, and it would look something like that. Again, a date range report, and then any transactions that have happened with that particular account. Lastly, we have a transaction list, and this is a date range report again, and this is a settlement report with anything that was cash in, cash out through the operating account would be recorded here as well. We're able to link to 80% of the financial institutions in the US. We would simply click on banks, looking at your main operating account here. We could also unlink the account. And then if we wanted to link to another account, we would just click here. We use a system called Plaid, and it's literally this easy. You would select your either one of these banks or type in the one of your choice. We would be able to connect to it. You would log in using your password, and within 30 seconds, we're now connected to the operating account, showing all the balances, generally settling within 24 hours. On the finance side, we have a full P&L management system. So again, date range report, Excel downloadable and printable. And again, we give you the outline here for income and expenses, and then total it up. Everything else would be pulled from the system. Same thing with balance sheets. Again, it's going to default to today's date, but you can pick any date, run the report, print it, download it. And again, we give you the outline here for assets, liabilities, and equity for your balance sheet. Here's a quick shortcut to accounts receivable reports, accounts payable reports, and that general ledger report as well. And then lastly, I told you about the budgeting. Once the budgeting is published and created, we would then be able to analyze actual spending and income versus all of these centers, and then generate a report that, again, is also available in Excel. And on the communication side, we have two ways of communicating right now. One of them is to create an announcement. This would be in our application. Again, upper right, you just simply click there. You put a title in here, a date range when you wanted the announcement to pop up, whatever you wanted it to say, and then you would save it. And automatically, when I logged into the system, if I'm any user, it would pop up on my screen right here as an announcement, and then go away when you turned off the time frame for which you wanted to display. We also have a full email client This is a list of all the emails that were sent out. You can also sort that by status and as well as date. Simply come over here and hit create. The email system is a full screen. You could pick your audience, so you can send an email to the entire community. You can pick a role. Let's just say you wanted to send an email just out to the board members. You can click on that, etc. A lot of flexibility there. Or you can send it out to individual members, either meeting folks that are logged into this community, either one-to-one or one-to-many. Put a subject title in. It's a full working client, email working client. You can attach files, pictures, PDFs, whatever you would like, and then send the email. And like I said, it would be recorded back in our recording of emails. If you need help, we've got a complete help and support section here. We've got an 800 number that is open 8 to 8 East Coast time. So basically 8 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast to 5 o'clock at night in California. We have an email that's 24/7 monitored by our team, as well as a help desk form here that if you had problems with the system, you can just fill this out, take a screenshot, attach it here, and submit it, and we would instantly get notified that you had a problem. Generally, our service levels are getting back to you within an hour during the course of business day. If it's later in the day, it would be at the latest the next business day as well. You could also manage your account with HOAworks here. You can manage your own profile. In this case, I would be able to add a payment method to my account as a homeowner. And then we've got 3 tabs for HOAworks itself. One is how you would pay for the service. The second is a list of all bills with HOAworks. And then lastly, we have an online user guide to help folks with screenshots and some training there as well, in addition to the 800 number, as well as the support number, and then the help desk form that are here. So thank you again for walking through HOAworks with me today. I hope you can appreciate the simplicity and the spirit at which we built the system to really help you manage and bring your community together. If you're interested, you can visit us at HOA.works. We're happy to set up a demonstration of our system, or you can sign up for a free trial directly yourself.